Hello guys, this is a new week, so we're going to be looking at what the market is saying for the week. And the pairs that I'm going to be considering is Euro GDP. Euro GDP on the monthly time frame, you come and see what the monthly candles are doing. We have a correction to this side, to this area. Then we have a kind of a consolidation around this area that pushed the market up. Then we have a break of structure, this important zone around this region. But price, I thought the price already broke above that level, but with the monthly candle, bullish engulfing candle stick pattern. But uh, I saw the market reverse back down, which is quite surprising to me. And the reason why the market did something like that is due to what the price action is saying on the weekly time frame. So I'm looking forward for price to stall around this level, then a drop or continuation to the downside. But for now, medium term, the market is still looking bullish, but overall the market is looking bearish somehow. So this area has already printed a double top around this region for a continuation to the downside. That's what I can see for now. Then we'll come back to the weekly time frame. What is the weekly candles doing? This is what I can see on the weekly time frame. We have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction. This demand zone stall around this major zone region, around this region. So we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push. So this whole consolidation actually here is now forming like an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Initially, I was thinking that the market wanted to continue going up, but this was where I was waiting for the market to stall around this level for a continuation to the upside, but the market failed and dropped back down below. So these two weekly candles around this region actually confirm that this is now a head, this is now a left shoulder, and this is now a right shoulder. So what I'm waiting for, although this weekly candle look bullish as well, so maybe this market wants to come back to test around this region, around this area, this major support zone, then drop towards the downside. So this is the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder pattern. For now, all this is still a consolidation to me because I was trying to trade this market bullish from this area. So before I'm going to be interested in trading this market bullish any longer, it has to break back into this area for continuation to the upside. As long as the market still stay below this region, it's still a consolidation. This is a head, this is a left shoulder, this is a right shoulder, whether you like it or not. And a head and shoulder pattern is still a consolidation for a continuation to the downside. So when you come back to your daily time frame, this is still looking kind of bullish as of the moment. So if you check it properly, you can see this is a daily time frame correction. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to be expecting the market to stall around this region, multiple consolidation around this area for this region. It's going to get to this place, but it's going to stall. Let it stall around this area. Give me a chart pattern, just like this, a double bottom around this area, because this actually is actually a double bottom, but the double bottom is not clear. It's not confirming the weekly time frame. It's a double bottom for a continuation to the upside, but it's not confirming the structural pattern that I've found on the weekly time frame. So that is why I'm going to be standing aside on this trade for now, this Euro GDP. Then the next trade that I'm going to be looking at is what BTC is saying. BTC is still looking bearish to me as of the moment, but just that the bearish momentum is still consolidating, is still preparing for a proper move towards the downside. Oh, let's go to our monthly time frame. At least overall, BTC is still looking bearish, but overall, BTC is still looking bullish, but medium term, BTC is still looking bearish. Why am I saying overall BTC is looking bullish? Is when we have a push towards the upside, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push. This demand region around this area is what pushed the market towards the upside. Then we had a correction. This push towards the upside, then we have a correction. This BTC is presently correcting back to structural region. This is the structural region that BTC is presently correcting back to. And if you check back into this consolidation, this demand zone around this region, you are going to see that the present price action has not yet stalled around the demand zone. Before a market is going to take off from either a demand zone and a structural region, the market needs to stall around this specific area because this is not, if you check the nature at which the market stalled previously, this is not the same as this. This is too light. It's too simple. If you check how many candles formed around this region before the market pushed back up, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monthly candle formation around this area before the push towards the upside. So you cannot expect this market to come to this area and just form one weekly rejection around this area, then continue to push towards the upside. It's not going to work that way. So it's going to at least form like 5 monthly consolidation, 5 monthly candles around this region for a push towards the upside. That is if the market wants to continue going up. Because this level is a 50-50 region. If the market decide to break this level, then BTC, we are going to have BTC to push towards the downside. So I'm expecting a series of consolidation around this region because this is looking structurally, it's looking bullish. However, if we have a break around this region, then BTC is going to get to 40K region or 31K region, either 31K region. So that's what I'm looking at on BTC and the monthly time frame. Then when we come back to our weekly time frame, what is the weekly time frame doing? We have a structural pattern around this area. Then we have a trend line that is running from up to down. If you still see, if you look at it, then look at what I'm looking at. We have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, and we are going to have a continuation to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at on this is what I'm looking at on this is what I'm looking at on BTC. So and we also have a Fibonacci that is pushing the market downwards as well. This is A, B, C, and D. D is going to push down to this region. So that's what I'm looking at on Fibonacci trend line. They're all saying the same thing. So if you check the nature at which the market corrected previously, you're going to see that we have how many weekly consolidation around this area? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weekly consolidation around this area. So this is not looking yet like a 8-week consolidation around this region. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly consolidation. So I'm still expecting more consolidation, and the trend line has not been touched as well, same as the Fibonacci region as well. So this, I'm still expecting more consolidation for a continuation to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at on BTC as for now. Then we go to the daily time frame. What am I looking at on the daily time frame? Daily time frame is still consolidating as well. This is what I'm looking at on the daily time frame. We have a push correction, just like similar like this same previous correction. And if you check this, is still looking just the same as this one. There's nothing, it's quite clear, it's quite clean. So when we have a break, we have a retest just like this, then we're going to have a continuation to the downside. So this is still looking like it's going to test this area, then we are going to have, when we have a break of this trend line, then we are going to have a continuation to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at on BTC as of today. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is Euro USD. What is Euro USD doing? Then we'll come to our monthly time frame on Euro USD. This is what I'm looking at on Euro USD on the monthly time frame. We have a push, We have this demand level around the supply region around this area that put drop the market downwards. Then we have this series of consolidation, the triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upwards. Then the market came back downwards and formed a double top around this region that pushed the market downwards. So this is what I'm looking at on Euro USD. Then this region around this area, we have a series of consolidation around this area. This was looking like an inverse head and shoulder pattern that wanted to go up, but it stalled towards the downside. So I was now looking at this like this is a shoulder and this is going to be another shoulder. But from experience, what I've seen so far is that when a market push up significantly from a consolidative region around this area, it normally comes back to test the neckline. So this neckline region around this area, the market also failed to come and test the neckline and form a consolidative pattern towards the upside. So this is looking consolidative. It's not looking impulsive. It's not looking corrective. So as of the moment, what I'm seeing is a triple top on the monthly time frame or double top. Monthly time frame double top normally plays out most of the time. It normally plays out, although there is an important level around this area, this structure, this major zone around this area, because if you check backwards, this major zone region around this area is what pushed this market several times to the downside, to the upside. So this is an important level that we need to consider, because this market can just stall around this area and begin to push back up. So that's what I'm looking at on the monthly time frame on Euro USD. What are we looking at on the weekly time frame on Euro USD? This is looking like a triple top, triple top. So I'm expecting the market to come back to touch the third touch of the trend line for a continuation to the downside. If you know the laws of price action that states that the third touch of the trend line always does the trick. So that's what I'm counting on. That's what I'm depending on as of this week, the third touch of the trend line. And if you check this area is looking like a head, this area is looking like a left shoulder. And remember that I told you on the monthly time frame, anytime we have a significant break to below the neckline, the market does not normally come back to test the shoulder region anymore. It normally just push back downward. So that's what I'm looking at on Euro USD. However, on Euro USD, we can still do the we can still do the big consolidative pattern. So we are going to have, if the market wants to go back and test, we have this series of consolidation around this area, this push upwards and drop, this consolidation and drop, this consolidation and drop. So we already have three consolidation on Euro USD as of the moment. If you check, this is the first consolidation. This is the first consolidation that dropped the market. If you check this area, this drop is lower than this low. So I will classify this as a first consolidation. I'll classify this as a second consolidation. Why? Because this drop is not equal to this low. It's lower than this low around this area. So when we have the second drop around this area, then this is looking like the third drop. Then the fourth drop is normally problematic. So if you know the principles of price action, you're going to remember that the fourth consolidation is normally the big consolidation that comes back to the first Fibonacci. So if you check this market, since this is the fourth consolidation, if I see a push back up to this region, I'm not going to be surprised. Why? Because this is the fourth consolidation. The fourth consolidation normally comes back to balance the whole price action region for a continuation to the downside, not a push towards the upside, but a continuation to the downside. So if I see a break above of the structural region around this area, a break of the trend line, it's not going to be surprising to me, because this is the fourth consolidation in the price action. And the fourth consolidation normally goes back to test from the first level of the Fibonacci back to this area for a continuation to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at on Euro USD as of the moment. That's what I'm counting on Euro USD and as of the moment. So I'm counting on price action to play out. The next pair that I'm going to be looking at GDP USD. GDP USD on the other hand, this is what I'm looking at on GDP USD. So GDP USD, I'm looking at what price is doing on GDP USD. So I go back to the monthly time frame. All this is still looking kind of it's looking bullish to me, but I'm still not yet convinced that is bullish as of the moment. Why am I not convinced that it's bullish? Because I'm still expecting a push for that correction because this move towards the upside and this just one red indecision candle is not to test the weak rejection around this area. It's not looking good enough as a consolidation to me. That's why I'm expecting that maybe price could come back and test this region. The only time I'm going to be considering GDP JPY for a buy is if we have a close monthly candle, close above monthly candle. That's when I'm going to be expecting GDP for a buy. That's when it's going to really confirm to me that it's going to be a buy. So when I come back to the weekly time frame, this is what I'm looking at on the weekly time frame. The market is still looking corrective to me. It's not looking like it's looking like an exhaustion to me as of the moment. And this is almost looking like a double top to me around this region. So when I come back to my daily time frame, this is what I'm looking at. Price is currently struggling, push, correction, push, correction, and this is struggling to give another push towards the upside. So as long as the price stall around this area and break this trend line, then we're going to have a continuation to the downside. So this is now going to be officially a triple top or a multiple top for a drop towards the downside. At least BTC, GDP JPY will come back to test this region and this level as well. So that's what I'm expecting on GDP JPY as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking is oil. Oil is looking too bullish. Oil might even get to, oil is looking too bullish for my liking. I'm just expecting oil to come back to test this region. I want a significant correction to test this region. So when we have a push towards the upside like this, we have a push back downwards. When we have a push, we have a push back downwards. So this is a significant level in the market. So for oil to break this level, although it was broken due to the war, this is a significant level in the market. So for oil to break this level, regardless of the war, I'm still expecting a retest of this level to come back and test this level because this double bottom around this area that pushed the market towards the upside. So when we come back to our weekly time frame, the oil might still push up, but I'm no longer interested in oil because the push has really been really significant. And then we're going to have this is a push. I'm expecting a weekly correction just like this on oil, but as of the moment, might still push towards the upside. But if I did not see a weekly correction, like a significant correction towards the downside to correct this move, I will not be interested in oil any longer. So this is still looking bullish. This is still looking nice, but I'm not going to risk my capital on this pair because I need a significant correction towards the downside. Next pair that I'm going to be checking is what AUD New Zealand is doing. What is AUD New Zealand doing? We have this is a really push towards the upside. This triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upward, and the market has really been pushing towards the upside. However, this is still looking bullish to me, but since it's bullish, I'm going to be expecting a bounce from this region, a bounce. But if the market break back down below it, then I'm going to be expecting something different. But for now, the market is still looking like a push towards the upside, correction for a continuation to the upside. So I'm not going to do anything different on this pair. Look at the daily time frame. We have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, and this is looking like a correction for a continuation to the upside. That's what I'm looking on AUD New Zealand. Then what am I looking at on the JPY basket? JPY basket is still looking looking nice as of the moment. So we have a series of correction. Initially, I was expecting this market to push back upwards because we have a significant break of structure, but the market reversed back down. So what am I looking at on JPY basket? I'm waiting for the market to retest around this region for continuation to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at on JPY basket. So if the market is going to push up around this region for a continuation to the downside, then I'm expecting that all JPY pairs is going to be looking bullish as of the moment. But if the market decide to break this area and continue to the upside, then all JPY basket is going to be looking bearish. So depending on what the JPY basket is doing, that's when I'm going to be trading the JPY pairs. Then US 30, on the other hand, uh I'm expecting if you come to the monthly time frame, I'm expecting a retest of structure, and the market is almost looking like it's retesting the structure as of the moment. So we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push. This test of this structural region around this area that pushed the market upwards. And this is also looking like a retest of structure around this area for continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at. Then on the weekly time frame is still looking good. I see a push towards the downside. I'm expecting a significant push towards this region, structural region, then for a continuation to the upside. So I'm just expecting a series of consolidation around this area, then a bounce from this area. When we see a bounce from this area, then I'm going to be expecting a push towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking at, just a series of bounce, a series of consolidation, maybe a chart pattern around this region, either a daily time frame chart pattern or a 4-hour time frame chart pattern around this area. That's what is going to give me confirmation towards the upside. So US 30, I'm looking bullish as of the moment on US 30. Either this week or next week, I'm sure this market is going to play out. Then the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is US card, USD card. So USD card is looking, I was expecting this market to push towards the upside, but if you check around this region, let's go to the monthly time frame, what the monthly candles is doing. This is looking like a series of correction in this area. This is looking like a significant level. This is looking like a base, double bottom base. Definitely USD card is still bullish. So when we come back to a weekly time frame, what am I looking at? We have a series of correction, but if you check, this level is a significant level around this area that is holding the market very strongly. So when we come back to our daily time frame, we have a series of correction. This is looking like an exhaustion pattern around this region. And this exhaustion pattern might actually push the market downwards. So test this for a shoulder region, for right shoulder region for continuation to the upside, or it might just break out. Depending on the kind of the breakout of this region, then a retest, then we're looking for a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought for the market this week. So we're going to see how the market is going to play out.